This mouth-watering toast didn't start here. It started here. Join me as I restore this Panini Press from trash to treasure. So I came here to the community recycling center and I found this really nice Panini Press, and I don't know what's the problem with it, but I'm gonna try and fix it. Let's see what happens. So I'm looking at this and it looks pretty good, not too damaged. I'm curious what's the problem with it. So first, before I do anything, I'll try to connect it and see what happens. Alright, wow, sounds like the red light is operating. And nothing. No heat at all. Right, it's time to disassemble and see what's going on inside. So we know that it is not heating, and now we need to understand what is the reason for that. We'll try to disassemble it and see the internal parts and see what can be the reason for that. Of course, everything I do is when the electricity is not connected. Okay, so we see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws here. Okay, there is a screw here. Alright, let's start with the bottom part. Okay, so this looks like a special socket, which is a Torx socket with some protrusion in the middle. This is a Phillips. This is a Torx. So let's go and open the screws. Alright. Yes. So now we can see the internal parts. Let's put this one aside. So this is the heater, and then there are probably wires that goes to the other side. Alright, now we found the problem. We see that this cable was disconnected from here. Now it seems like they are connected in a row and not in parallel. That's why both of them are not working. And let's see if we can do something to repair this one. Okay, it's a little rigid. Let's try to remove it carefully. Alright, so we see that this connector was overheated, or so what we can do, we can remake this connection and then reinstall it again back in place. So let's take the sharp nose pliers to remove this part. I'm pressing the pad that I want to release against the static part, which is connected here. So I'm putting one tooth on this part and one tooth on this part. Let's bring the light closer. Okay, the reason that I'm trying not to apply force here is that this connection to this part, it may break and then it's really hard to repair it. So I'm trying to make as less load on this part as possible. Alright. Okay, so I got the part. Alright, so I found these parts that I disassembled when I fixed the AC, and it seems like they are perfect for me. Yes, so this one looks like this one, very similar, only it is not burnt, so I think it's better to try and take this part. As we see that it's more or less from the same type. Yes, looks good. So I'm opening the crimping on the cable. This is one. And this is two. The reason I'm not soldering these two cables is because the soldering will not stand the temperature and it will melt, so it will not hold for long. Alright, eventually we have the part. So let's straighten it up. So, okay, so first of all, we need to remember to put this part, which will go after that, on the connector. And then we need to catch it like this. Now the isolation in this area is not relevant in this case because the jacket is just melting in this temperature. So we're gonna catch the crimping on the cable itself. Since this crimping will not be able to apply too much force, I will close this side on the cable, on the wire, and then I will bend it in 180 degrees and I will close the second one. And I will have enough contact point for electrical conductivity. Right? So let's crimp it as strong as I can. Of course, I can use some additional tools to make it even harder, stronger. But I think this is pretty enough. I think it's good. Now, when we will protect it with the white cable, it will protect this area from touching anything, and then we have this last section that is covering everything now. Let's reconnect it. Okay, again, I'm going to use this part against this part, so I will not apply force on the connection between these two. Now, to make it balanced, I'm using this and this. I'm pressing against both of them on one side and then against this one on the other side. I'll take it on this mobile camera. I'm using just one hand, so it takes a little longer. Alright, so we are in place, and then we can cover. Okay, this is very fragile. I just pressed from this direction and it snapped in my hands. So I'm just gonna carefully, just gently twisting it. Still it seems like it's cracking. So now we actually finished the repair and we need to reinstall it back. Okay, so before we install the last two screws, let's make a small test, just to see if it's working well. Right, let's see. And it's hitting, yeah! Also the second one is hitting. That's great. All right, success. Yeah, great. Well, we got a working toaster. Let's just reinstall the last two screws. If you liked the video so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future projects and restorations.